Hello, everyone. This is Heather Chesky, and I'm so excited to be coming to you live today. This was kind of unplanned a little bit, so I'm just going to wait a few minutes for people to hop on. And just to make sure my sound is working okay, you know, technology doesn't always work. So I want to make sure people hear me. So if you're watching this live, please go ahead and let me know in the comment section. Let me know that you can hear me, and go ahead and share with me a little bit about yourself. You know, who you are, where you're from, and perhaps what you photograph. I would love to hear. And I'm really excited about today's topic that I'm going to be talking about. But first, I would love to introduce myself. My name is Heather. Obviously, I am a photographer in the Northern Virginia area. I've been in the business for professionally full-time for about 5 years. And I started in the business after I was laid off from a steady day job, and it was completely out of the blue and totally well, it was a difficult transition, to say the least. But now I have built my business to where it is consistent, it is stable. I am primarily a stay-at-home mom, and I bring home a really great living for my family. And I have a lot of systems and structures in place so that my business runs pretty consistently from month to month. And now I've started transitioning, and I've started coaching other aspiring photographers who really want to move from that hobby status into actually making money from their passion, who want to actually bless their family financially, and just have this, you know, we're all photographers, so we have that creative passion and drive to use photography, but then also, you know, we want to be compensated for it as well, because it does take a lot of time. So now I coach other aspiring photographers on how they can make income and have impact in their community and also in their family life. I see a few of you popped on, so go ahead and let me know where you're popped on from, or where you're joining from in the comment section. I'd love to hear. Again, I'm going to check the sound is working, make sure everything is good. And then we can dive into today's topic. And also, if you're watching the replay, go ahead and say so in the comment section if you're watching this a little bit later. I'd love to check in with you then and just see who's watching. But today, I would really love to talk to you guys about oh, hey, Cedra. So glad you're here. I would really like to talk to you about creating a vision for your photography business. And I think a lot of people probably term this more as like a business plan, which isn't, people kind of run from that word. It's kind of scary and lofty. And so people don't really tend to make a business plan. But what I want to talk about is actually creating a vision for your business. And really the whole premise off of this topic is there's this really great proverb in the Bible that says, without a vision, the people perish. So basically it's like saying, if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a vision for your marriage, it's going to fail. If you don't have a vision or a plan for your parenting, you're going to fail at that. If you don't have a vision or a plan for your business, that's going to fail. So basically the whole idea is to get crystal clear on what you want, so then we can take the steps to actually achieve what you want. Is that making sense to you guys? I would love to hear. And so let's go ahead. I mean, I want to talk a little bit more about when I first started my photography business. When I was laid off, it was totally out of the blue. I had no idea it was coming. And I went into work one day. I came home with no job and no income. I had an 8-month-old baby, and my family needed my income. And I had zero vision for my photography business. It was at hobby status at that point, and I knew I had to replace my income. I knew I had to make it work, and I knew, okay, there was a set number that I needed to make for my family each and every week so we could get diapers and pay our car bill and groceries and all of that. But as far as how to actually achieve that, I was clueless. I was overwhelmed. I didn't know where to start. And if you can relate to that, go ahead and send me some hearts, because just that whole idea when you're starting a business, it is so overwhelming. There's so many areas where we can focus our attention that it's easy just to get to kind of not know what to do, and we feel like we're doing everything and nothing is working. And that's totally where I was 5 years ago. But then I really sat down and really defined what I wanted. And so, I mean, now today my business is amazing. I love it. I am so privileged to photograph amazing clients who really value the work that I do, and I love working with them. And I also I love working with other photographers and helping them achieve the success that they want, the way that they define it. And so with this whole idea of creating a vision, I want to share with you what I hear from a lot of photographers, really. And if you can relate, or if you have anything else you'd like to add, go ahead and put it in the comment section. But basically, I hear a lot of photographers wanting more, and I'm one of them. I want more too. So this is not, I'm not bashing on anybody here, but I hear so often they want more clients. We want more inquiries. We want more Facebook likes or Instagram likes. We want to make more income. We want more gear. We want more. And that's fine. It's good to know that you want more, but that is not enough to move your business forward. Just saying you want more is really no measuring stick. You can't gauge that from month to month if you just say more. So I really want to encourage you guys to be super specific on what you want, and to be really clear, because clarity leads to success. When you can actually be super clear with how many clients you want to photograph every month and what number you want them, or what kind of sales you want to have, when you can be super clear, that's when success comes. So basically, let me dive on into those 3 tips that I mentioned before. The first one is really just to define your version of success. And I am a recovering compare. My coach called this, I think she says, a comparisitis. I'm recovering for that. I used to compare myself with other photographers all the time, feeling like I didn't measure up, and that feeling just sucks, to be honest. And so really the point of this is just to define success for you. My version of success is going to look way different from your version of success. And to really not look at what other photographers are doing, not look at, what the photographer is doing down the road, or not look at, okay, how many likes so-and-so photographer got for this image, but really define, what does success look like for you? What do you want your business to be like? For me, in this season of life, I am super, super happy photographing 4 clients a month. That works really well within my family lifestyle and just being the mom who is present in my kids' life. And I am so happy with photographing 4 clients a month. That is my happy place number, but that might be way different from what you want. You might be wanting 10, or you know what, maybe you are, in the midst of working in another full-time job and you have kids as well. So maybe you can only handle 1 or 2 a month. And whatever that is, define what success is for you right now in terms of how many clients you want to be photographing, what you want to be photographing, and how much money you want to be bringing in every single month. Get those numbers crystal clear. And there's this thing, there's a scientific term for it. It's called reticular activating system. And I'd never heard about this until I started researching this topic. But basically, have you guys ever thought about, okay, you know what, maybe one day I'm going to go ahead and get this, a red Camaro, or I want to get this outfit. And then out of nowhere, you start seeing whatever you said you wanted over and over and over again. And it's just like, if you wanted that red Camaro, you start seeing it everywhere you drive. And so this is kind of like the same premise. You got to say what you want. If you want to photograph 6 clients a month, start saying that, be crystal clear on your goal. And then your brain will start to act in ways that will lead you to bringing in those 6 clients a month. So is this making sense for you guys? I'd love to hear, and share with me, what does success look like for you? How many clients do you want to be photographing every month? What kind of income do you want to be making every single month from your photography business? I'd love to hear. But then we're going to go ahead and move on to step number 2, which is to know your why. It is no surprise to any of us that creating and growing your photography business is hard work. I'm not going to lie about that. This has probably been one of the most up and down journeys that I've ever been on. It's been grueling at times, and it really gets tough. And if without a strong enough why, your goals will crumble if you don't know why you're doing what you're doing. If you don't have a why, it's kind of like building a house upon sand. And then once that storm comes, everything is just crashed and falls apart and is ruined. So you really have to be super specific on why you want to do what you want to do. I am really specific, like with my why, it ties into a lot the kind of family life that I want to have and what I want to be able to provide for my kids and the kind of experiences that I want to have with my husband and my children as they grow up. So that all ties into the relationship that I want to have with them. And that's why I do what I do and why I am crystal clear on the numbers that I want to make each and every month, because I have a purpose for those numbers. So really, I want you guys to define why it is that you're doing it. Why, I mean, there are so many different businesses that we can start. There are so many different creative industries. So like, why photography? Why are you trying to start that as a business? Like, what does it do for you? And you need to know that why, because if you haven't figured it out already, running a business is hard. So you're going to have some tough times. And so you need to just know your why, so that in the tough times, that why can keep you going and it will give you the enough drive and ambition to pull through those tough times. So let me move on to the final step. After we have defined what success is for you and we have defined your why, we then need to create an action plan. And this is actually where a lot of people fall off the bandwagon. We kind of, we have a general idea of what we want. We kind of know why, but then when it comes to actual the how-tos and the steps that you need to take to do it, this is where a lot of us, including myself, get overwhelmed and we're kind of like dabbling in everything, not really seeing many results, and it kind of just falls by the wayside. So this is where we create an action plan. And what I like to do, what has worked really well for me, is actually to look at my business in 30-day increments. And so at the start of every single month, I look at what my goals are for that month and why my goals are the way they are. And then I kind of work backwards. So 30 days is the perfect amount of time because, well, one, it leaves you no time to procrastinate. It's not a lot of time. So you can't waste time on the things that aren't going to bring an income or aren't going to have an impact, because you really only have 30 days to achieve your goals. And then it also, I just lost my train of thought. What was I thinking? Anyways, 30 days is a great time frame to kind of set your goals, and then to actually put in the work that you need to do to achieve those goals. So let me give you an example. Let's just say your goal for the next 30 days is to bring in $5,000. You want to bring that in because, let's say, okay, maybe you have $2,000 of, credit card debt that you're wanting to pay off. So you'll put a portion towards that. Maybe you want to, save up for a family vacation. So you put a little bit towards that. You of course have your business cost of doing business and whatnot, but you have, how you want to spend your money, and you know exactly where that $5,000 is going to go. You have a clear purpose and the why behind, all the work that you're putting into it. So you have that. So now we go to, okay, so how are you going to make that $5,000 this month in your business? So what I like to do is to break up those 30 days into 4-week increments, because there's 4 weeks in a month. So I break it down into like, what are my biggest tasks that I need to do to bring in $5,000? So I'll break them down into like weekly tasks, like what are my big weekly tasks? And then I break those weekly tasks down into daily tasks. So maybe, let me just give you an example. Maybe one of my big weekly tasks is, okay, maybe I need to review and revamp and update my inquiry process. So I actually have all of that automated in my business, but maybe it's time for me to go back through, because maybe I'm not booking as many clients as I'd like when they inquire with me. So maybe I need to revamp that and check that out. So when people do inquire, they are getting the information they need to know up front, and they know what to expect. Or maybe another thing is blogging. Blogging is great to get your name out there. It's great for SEO. So maybe you make a commitment to blog, 4 times that month, and really push having a call to action on those blogs and really sharing them on social media so that you can get more traction. So basically the whole idea with, making an action plan, I like to use 30 days increment because it's manageable, it's small, it's a good chunk of time, and it works really, really well for me, where I can not get overwhelmed with everything that needs to get done, but I can focus in on the next 30 days and do the tasks that will lead to the results that I want. And it's not overwhelming because it's just over a shorter amount of time. So that's really what I have for you guys today, is really just about creating a vision of what you wanted, and then just, being crystal clear on what you need to do to accomplish your task to get to where you want to go, and just knowing your why. If you wanted a little bit more help with this, I actually have a really awesome freebie that I've gotten a lot of great feedback from this, but this is what it kind of looks like. It's a couple pages long, and it kind of like works you do, like, this is basically what I use for my 30 days when I'm breaking down my 30-day goals. This is what I use at the start of every single month. And if you want to go ahead and get your copy, the link is in the comment section. You can go ahead and click on that and sign up for it, and it'll be emailed right to you. And this is really what I use. It basically walks you through the entire process of what I was sharing on this video. And I would love to, hear from you guys. What did you guys like about this? What are your vision for your business? Have you had a vision? Have you been clear on it up till now, or do you now see why it's so important to have? So go ahead and let me know what you think. I'm going to go ahead and check the comment sections here. I see quite a few are joining us. So thank you, Sarah and Cedra. You had to go on a conference call. Yes, there will be a replay, so you can definitely check that out. But yes, go ahead and, let me know what's your, if you had any aha moments, what you liked about this. I would love to hear. Hey, Logan, I'm so glad you joined. And if you wanted to get that freebie, go ahead and click the link in the comment section. And really, guys, success starts when you're really, really clear about what you want and you know why you want it. So instead of feeling overwhelmed and feeling like nothing you do is working, really sit down, take a few minutes to be by yourself and really define, okay, what is it that you want? Why do you want it? And then work backwards. And then you'll have a better idea of like, what do you need to do to get what you want? So I encourage you to go ahead and check that out. I'm going to go ahead and pop off now, but if you're watching the replay, thank you. Go ahead and leave comments in the replay section. I will definitely be checking that. If you have any questions, I will also check that, and I'd be happy to answer them for you. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will chat with you later. Okay, bye-bye.